Hey everybody, Fearless StarCraft here, and I'll be casting a 1 versus 1 sent in by this kid I know but don't really like named Singularity. It's a 1v1 on Slag Pits that he played, laddering against mccord. He's going to be the red Zerg spawning on the bottom left-hand side. If we're looking at a quadrant, I imagine that's like north kind of, so bottom left. I'll just say the bottom spawn point. And Singularity spawning on the left spawn point as the blue Protoss. I'm just kidding. I don't not like him. He's alright. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, he sent this in to me the other day, and he was asking about if I had seen it yet, if I had cast it yet, and I told him I hadn't. What was that? Like a double geyser cancel? I don't even know. Whatever. He asked me if I'd seen it yet, and he was excited about it. He was really, really excited about how the game went. He wanted to talk to me about it, but I told him I hadn't seen it yet. So okay. Oh, he did. That was just so you could get some more minerals before the Overlord. Okay, I understand now. Anyway, he asked me if I had seen it because he wanted to talk to me about it. I told him I hadn't, and he said he didn't want to spoil the surprise, how funny it was, how hilarious it was. So I'm really excited about this right now. We've got the Forge Fast Expand from Singularity going on. I'm not entirely sure how effective it is on this map, seeing as the entrance into your expansion is just ginormous. We have this one here and this one down here. You can effectively wall this one off. It becomes this, but I don't know. I don't like it. It seems like such a situational build. You can't really use it on all the maps. Just a couple, but I mean it works for some people, so whatever. I'm just not comfortable with it. Alright, so we got the hatch down from mccord. He's got that. He's got a spawning pool up right after that, and he's got a bunch of drones just droning up. Units tab here, 16 to 14. So this probe couldn't do anything about denying that hatchery. That was his sole purpose. So if you see he's looking away from the camera here, I like to imagine this is the camera. He's looking away from it because he's ashamed. I'd be ashamed too if that was my job and I failed. I failed at that. That was literally what I was created for. He goes back, he gets a second look, and he decides, you know what? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. There's secondary purposes that I've been created for, like mining, and I can do that. He also leads this drone right into the cannon. So I think he kind of earned some street cred back right there. So yeah. All right, so we got a gateway coming down from Singularity. At the same time, not much happening from mccord. He's got his extractor up, starting to get up, running. Singularity's expansion is ready to roll. Yeah, just looking pretty standard right now. And some sound effects for your enjoyment. We've got a queen each hatchery, injecting some larvae, whatever. Yeah, cybernetics core from Singularity. Production tab here. We got another queen coming up from mccord. Queens are solid, I guess. I don't play Zerg. It seems like their purpose is to, like, you know, do chores. It's like the woman. That wasn't, whatever. Queens are solid, I guess. If I was playing, like I've told other people, if I was playing a Zerg, I'd totally do it Spanishiwa style, but a little bit modified, because, you know, you want your own kind of a thing. So what I would do, you know how Spanishiwa, he'll take a fast expansion, he'll take expansions, and he uses a lot of static defense, like spine crawlers. But what I'd do is I'd use a lot of spine crawlers, but I wouldn't expand. Okay, some people call it turtling, but I call it a modified Spanishiwa style. And I've done it never, and it has worked for me every time I haven't done it. So yeah, you can take that or leave it. I don't actually care. Okay, so if we look right here, we see a bunch of Zerglings. And if we look here, we see that he has 20 of them versus 1 Zealot and 1 Sentry. So 24. So Singularity is not in a good 32. So if Singularity is not in too great of a spot right now with this fast expansion, that's one of the risks, especially with this huge super open thing right here. Okay, and here they come. You can't use force fields, which kind of sucks. So I'm imagining right now that the expansion is going to go down because this is a lot of Zerglings. There's 42 total. And if you look at the map, I mean, there's some back at the base just kind of chilling. They were just born, so they have to, like, learn how to, you know, stand around. But this amount, that's a lot. He got some probes that he pulled off the line trying to defend it, but we can pretty much say bye-bye to everything down here. We do have 6 gates up, though, for Singularity. Looks like he was going for a Forge Fast Expand 6 gate, maybe a Blink Stalker build, which is extremely effective against Zerg. But that plan was cut short. Forge is going down in the middle of researching ground weapons level 1. However, that amount of Zealots should have no problem on a ramp holding out this number of Zerglings. If the Zerglings had gotten this around on him, he would have lost some, but those Zealots wouldn't be dead. Look at the units lost tab. Definitely favoring mccord right there. That is no good for Singularity. It's not where you want to be. You've lost your expansion. Your opponent's on 1. It is not really saturated at all. But he has a ton of Zerglings, and I'd be worried. 50 almost. Let's say 50. I like to round up. Ooh, so we got a Stargate going up from Singularity. Looks like he wants to throw a Void Ray or 2 in the mix. That would definitely mess up a Zerg player's plan if he's just massing up Zerglings Brood War style. I know I was never a pro Brood War player, but when I'd play Zerg in Brood War, Zergling Rush was where it was at. Hydralisk, who needs them? All you need is Zerglings. You can burrow. You have about 5 different control groups of 12 Zerglings apiece, and you just kind of run in there. So we got an auxiliary hatchery going down from mccord. I'm not sure how good that is or how common that is in general, since he's taking his 3rd right here. I don't know. And a roach warden is up, so he's got roaches. Very small group coming in for Singularity. I'm not sure how effective that's going to be. 2 sentries and 12 Zealots and a single probe just chilling in the mix. Just going to try and do some harassment, you know, but look at all these queens. I don't think that's going to be able to do anything at all. He hits a force field off, doesn't do anything, and his contingent force is quickly destroyed. Warps in some Zealots because he needs Zealots, and he's got his Void Ray on the way. Let's see if it's going to be out in time, because mccord is looking for blood. Go to the units lost tab, and it's looking even worse for Singularity. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Ooh, so the Void Ray is finished just in time. The fact is, roaches and Zerglings cannot shoot up because they can't look up. Look at their little faces. They can't look up. They've got a thing up there. So, he retreats. Good plan, eh? Go to the units tab. 4 queens. 4th expansion is coming up. 4 queens should be able to hold that off. Definitely. I think I talked about this in a previous video. Getting air is Protoss. I know Day 9 suggested it. Well, when we watched, there was that OGSMC video, a replay. Or, no, it was an episode of Day 9 Daily. Zerg really has no answer for air at all. I mean, they do. They have to tech up to spore crawlers, and tech up to hydralisks, and tech up to teching up to things. Whereas Protoss need 1 building, and they can mass up some Void Rays and fuck your couch.